So the next one, I think this happens a lot. People just like they talk about it every now and then. You hear about the Northwestern coach with the hazing and stuff like that. But here's the one that really stuck out, right? He said players was asked to cut their hair or long hairstyles so that they were more in line with what the coach called the Wildcat Way. I don't agree with it, but it does. I think that does happen a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it
Yeah,
said,
man, and I think that's that, man. It's racism, censorship, and things like that.
yeah,
Well, you go to the school, you got to stand by this dress code. You got to look
mhm,
like us. Now, if I'm wearing my uniform and I'm, dressed nice, or maybe the collar shirt, I understand that. But
yeah,
telling somebody they need to change their personal aesthetics
yeah,
is kind of just pushing it. I mean, I kind of really feel like it's a civil rights issue because it's what you deem
right,
from your view, from
hmm
your privilege, what's professional and what's not. It's not
So,
their
and I thought,
their way.
and I thought about this when I was typing it up. Right, one thing I thought about is what you just said. How there was is I definitely don't agree with it, and life is definitely unfair. This is definitely to the youth. That's why you have to improve your skill sets to try to navigate through some of this unfairness, right? Because when you have the skill set, you don't have to go to a Northwestern. Sometimes that's the only place you can go. Sometimes you got to endure that in order to get to the NFL.
Well,
So
Northwestern is a very prestigious college.
no, but what I'm
Especially
saying is
for
you go to
journalists.
Northwestern, but if you go to Alabama, they may not care about that as long as they win. You see what I'm saying? But your skill set is not Alabama worthy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I'm
but
saying, would you let
you're definitely gonna get
go ahead?
quote unquote better education in Northwestern.
So
Uh,
most kids go to college, go into education. If you can put a go pro, you go there. You think they care about education?
Going to Northwestern, focusing on journalism, your career after sports, you'll be really in a, you're talking about getting skills. That's the place to be. Um, if you're thinking about your career after
This is what I
football
this is what
or
I say,
basketball.
right? Would you let would you let 3 years of going there, if you know your skill set is valuable, you can go pro? Would you let the quote unquote the Wildcat way stop you from going pro? That's all I'm saying. Like,
I mean,
if
yeah,
you
man,
know you can go pro,
but that's what they're banking on. You're going to put down your principles, what you believe in, to get what they're offering you. That's the price. That's the devil with the contract. Sign right here. I can make your dreams come true. You just have
yeah.
to give up this.
You think
And
it's
so
like
a lot of people, what you're saying, a lot of people are. But and it's not even going pro. This is about your college education anyway. Are you
right,
going to give up these 3 years or 4 years? You doing things your way, your hair, your religion, whatever that is. You give it up for 4 years, and then you'll have that degree and you'll have those skills to
right,
live how you want to live the rest of your life.
right.
That's what they're kind of extorting you with. They got the problem right here. If you want this, you got to do this. You know what I mean? You don't believe in doing this, but we'll give you this if you do. You know what I mean? If you think that's
'Cause
right or wrong,
I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm saying that's kind of how life is sometimes when you're navigating the journey to where you're trying to get to. Sometimes
yeah,
you got
I
to give
mean,
up something. You got to give up something in order to get something. It's like negotiation. Sometimes you got to give up something to get something. I mean, I'm
yeah,
not saying it's right or it's unfair. It's like the cost of doing business sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I
if
mean,
you don't want to do it the Wildcat way, you can go to another school.
it's just like, you want to be a CEO or you want to be this, you can't talk crazy on social media.
But I
You
should
can't cuss them out.
have the right to express myself how I want
I
to.
mean,
Yes, you do.
you do got the right, but the consequences you can't change that either. That's what I'm saying. You got
You
the
know what I
right,
mean?
but you also got the right to receive the consequences too. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just like, wow, why should I have to suffer consequences to because I'm doing something that's not illegal?
But you're the
And it's
face. It's
me.
like you're the face of something though.
It's me, and I'm being myself.
I know, but
And
it's
that's
the
the things
face
you
of
got
the
to, you know,
company. It's yourself, but then it's the company, though, right?
or the school, or it's
Yeah,
anything
right.
you deal with,
See,
your
most kids,
brand.
I
You know,
think
I
most
don't.
kids don't understand it though. Like when you see people that's like a superintendent or like CEO and stuff like that, how much money they making. These people are making 6 figures and above. Who cares about social media at that point? You just like who cares? Like you make social media, but I don't have to cuss nobody out. People trolling you. Who cares? I'm at a point where I could do almost just about anything I want, plus my bills are paid. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I
But I
don't
mean,
know.
that's what they're saying. What is your price to sell out? What you believe in, or to conform into the robot? Some people can't do it
Right.
because their views. It's like being a kid, right?
Yeah, it's like all about perspective. Like, say, I know you're saying it's all about perspective. Some people think you're selling out. Some people think, you know what, I got to sacrifice this for a few years to get where I'm trying to get to. Because if I don't, I'll be in the same spot where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes to get to different levels of the mountain, it's going to cost you something. I mean, it's not going to be a free ride. It's not going to be free, or you're not going to be able to do whatever you want to do. I mean, that's just kind of how life is. You know what I'm
And
saying?
these are small things to some people. Well,
Right.
I only got to act civilized. Well, I can do that all the time, you know. But
Because we're
some
looking at it from a
people,
regular
it's
standpoint.
embarrassing.
Like, you telling me to GoPro, all I gotta do is cut my hair? If I got dreads to cut my hair off, you know what I'm saying? And then I can go there for 3 years and go pro after that, and then grow my hair back. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I mean, like a lot of players didn't. You know, Adrian James
Right.
didn't. You know what I mean?
But
But you
see,
got to go through it.
his skill level was so good though, he could go to Miami where it didn't matter. You see what I'm saying? But if your skill level not high enough and you get recruited by Northwestern and these schools like that don't get down like that, now you got a choice to make. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Or go
mean,
be a walk on, or go be
but
a walk on in Miami, and you probably don't even get in the game now. Or you can go to Northwestern and start, but you got to do it the Wildcat way.
and their sports GPA is higher. You gotta have a higher GPA, not just the NCAA standard, to even
Yeah,
play. So it's a
right.
harder curriculum, and your GPA got to be harder. I mean, higher. But just
Yeah,
in general,
yeah.
going to a
'Cause
school
I
or
don't agree with it. It's a lot of stuff like it's just in the corporate world. Don't I think a lot of people don't agree with, but in order to get to the bag, in order to get to places where you want to go, it's gonna cost you something.
and then
And
it's like
that's life.
and
Go
it's
go
like
ahead.
being a kid. You got to deal with certain stuff under your parents'
Yes,
roof
yes,
until
you
you can
do.
get your own place.
Right.
I mean, it's just like, and you can't sign your own diploma. So you got to do
No.
whatever that college says.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your freshman year, you got to stay in all male dorms. Well, I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
stay
Well,
with
you can't
all
go
men.
here.
You know what I mean? Or you got to
Can't go
stay
here.
on campus. That's
Right.
that college's policy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's 1 year. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't want to do that. Well, until you sign your own diploma, you got to do what
Yeah.
you got to do.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, that's just another perspective I just think about looking at. They probably troll us on it, but it's all good. So moving on to our tech.